Hello, welcome back to Monster Train, the audio balancing episode part 2 of I don't know, part 2, season 8, however you want to, I adjusted my audio again, is what I'm telling you here. Upon reading through the comments, most people said it was good. One person said that it sounded like I was peaking at times. Again, instead of doing a test or listening, I'm just gonna turn it down a little bit, because a few people on stream said, yeah, it sounds good, but a little different. Someone said it sounded a little clearer, though. I don't know. Maybe I talk in a different... I always want to use the word timbre here, but I don't think that's right. Hang on. Let's learn a word real quick today. Timbre. Not a word. What's the word I'm looking for? Timbre? It's like a... Tim Hortons? No. Timber is a fungicide. There's like a word. It means something along the lines of vocal inflection, and I think it sounds like timbre in my mind, but it's not a word. I don't know what this word is. If you know what this word is, feel free to let me know. Or if you know words similar, maybe this doesn't exist. Maybe I'm out of my mind. Anyway, I turned my microphone down very slightly in OBS so that hopefully it doesn't peak anymore. It is like a very, very slight amount, but I will be keeping an eye on it, and you can let me know again if you want to. You can also not let me know if you've heard the audio discussion a million times. I understand if you want to move on. Anyway, other than that, I will ask you today's question, and then we will begin the run. Hey, what's going on with Lil Fade's arm? Looks like she's about to mutate into a zombie. What? Look at that. This is so bumpy. Fade, are you alright? Oh god. Anyway, I was driving today, and I drove past a local high school, and they're doing a blood drive next month. I have never donated blood. I don't even know my blood type. However, I mean, that's the question for today, basically. Something related to blood. What am I gonna phrase it as? Have you ever donated blood, I guess is what I want to ask. I don't want to ask you what your blood type is. That's kind of a weird question. You think that's a weird question? If you want to take one for the team here, go on a first date with someone and just work it in. Hey, what's your blood type? See how that one goes over. Let me know. Report back. See if you get a second date. Probably not, because I feel like that's the sort of question you ask if you are a serial killer. However, I am not a serial killer, probably, so hard to say. Anyway, have you ever given blood, and how did it go, is what I want to hear. You have any stories about it? I brought this up to my friends today, and they are all bigger dudes. Like, they are not necessarily, like, fat, but just, like, taller and bulkier, you know? I'm very small. I am a skinny person. They are, but like they were telling me that they've all like given double blood usually, because they can like take it and give like 2 doses or whatever, 2 pints, I guess. I would probably die or pass out, but I don't know. I haven't really lost a lot of blood in my life, thankfully, so I don't know how it would go over. But yeah, that is what I would like to hear from you today, and you can also tell me about the audio and. Also, if you have any ideas about that word, lots of questions in these intros. I kind of just throw a bunch of stuff out while I'm talking. Anyway, I'll stop delaying and I'll play Little Fade now. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Pushback Talos, Ragefell, Diligent Seraph, it's Exile, Melting Exile, Hellhorned, Molten Encasement, Hidden Passage, Mortal Entrapment. What did I play last time? Let me go look at the video from 12 days ago real quick. This is... I want to see, because this matters. Let me look at this. Firewall for sure there. What did I play last time? I played... Was it this run? Exile, Melting Exile, Wormkin. Oh, I played Spike's Fade last time. Yeah, and Formless Child brought back the Fade. I remember this now. I'm gonna play Firelight. I want to try and rotate fades, but I really could not remember what fade I played last time. I'm going to try and not play 2 in a row. of the same kind. However, this is a good Firelight as well because we have Queen Zimplings for the early game, which are good. With like this is, I've given Queen Zimpling a lot of shit. This is a great situation for Queen Zimpling. With Primitive Mold, it's such a good unit. I believe we want to play top 4. Misplay alert. Should have played her down here and then hidden passaged. I'm gonna play her top 4, and we're going to let some Queen Zimplings die and get reformed. 3, 6. I can never get this Queen Zimpling to attack while also playing another Queen Zimpling. I'm off by 1 damage because of the armor trial, which is to be expected. This Queen Zimpling always goes mid-floor. So the idea here is I want to fill 4 1-space units behind Fade. However, they are going to fill up the reform pool, so maybe I don't care that much. 3-3, it doesn't matter how you do this. Maybe I don't care that much, and I'm just going to try and kill things by having really big imps. And some of these goons go up, and that's okay, I feel. Let these train stewards out. No reason not to. I'm not likely to reform Fade here, if I even pull a reform, and that's okay. We have Firewall. I'm not going to die from this or anything wild. Oh wow, we did reform Fade. Good. Yeah, that's good. I'm gonna hidden passage, but I don't want to move the boss up, so I'm gonna split the clergy. I don't want to move the boss up right now. Trial made very little difference overall. If I pull Fade again, that's crazy good. Okay, that's okay. I'm not that worried about the position here. I think we're okay. So we're gonna play 3 Queen Zimplings. It's a bit wasteful, but you don't have trample. Do this one, and then this one goes in front with 6 HP because it always burns out. And then this one goes here and lets me do 22. These train stewards don't do a lot for the boss, but I have a 10 health firewall. If I pull Fade, we're chilling. It's fine. Either way, it's fine. We're gonna take like 10, I think, maybe 15. 36 puts him to 92. I'm gonna take 5 hits, so 15. I was able to play a little more aggressively here because of Firewall with the trial and all of that, and I didn't have to think too much. I think it was right to play the imps like I did. Playing Fade is just going to be sitting there doing nothing for a lot of time. As is often the case with Firelight Fade, we're going to take a Burnout extension. This is the main piece that you have to understand, the thing that I missed from my Firelight Fade game plan. You need to pick a Burnout extender. Purifying Cleanse is the better of the two because healing is fine. Fade gives plenty of damage. I like Hornbreak. Having a card that kills Fade is good. That's weird. I'll just call this one like it is. That's weird. I think it's bad. I'm pretty sure it's bad. But like, think about it though, right? How cool is it? Think about the cool factor. I'm gonna go Paraffin Enforcer. I don't know, man. I don't love Legion of Lax anymore. I'm gonna pick the good unit. I don't think that Legion of Lax is the right choice there, ever. But how cool would it have been? Quick Burnout 1 and 5-10. Paraffin Thug, Wickless Tycoon. I will click Wickless Tycoon. This is a bit of a tongue twister for you. We'll click Wickless Tycoon here because I have space for one. That's it. I have space for him for now. He's not going to stay for a long time, but he can hang out. From the steel shop, I will take nothing. from the temple, I will take probably nothing again. I think purging a card here is pretty bad. Could purge Hidden Passage. In the next ring, I will take a duplicate and I will infuse Paraffin Enforcer onto Paraffin Enforcer. Most likely. Unless there's one in the banner. And then you just look for multi-strike, let Fade do the rest. Maybe put Quick on him, but then Fade doesn't die. Dies to the Divinity. A few different options there, a few different ideas. Spikes 3, I am okay. I'm gonna play like this. A little strange, perhaps, but I'm gonna put the Paraffin Enforcer separate. I think Fade killing these units isn't really that worth it to me. So, I'll let the Paraffin Enforcer hang out up here. Not go into a shop, I don't need the money, I can focus on higher health stuff. I'll play Tycoon down here. 5. Let's put a Horn Break for 5 gold. Let's do that. A little greedy, to be fair, but what is that surprising? Probably not. Fade can make this Queen's Impling have burnout, which is pretty good. Queen's Impling can go up here. It's a tough call, right? If I put bottom floor as the play here, I can potentially get Fade back again, or pull Purifying Cleanse and maybe just kill the boss. If I play top floor, I save damage, but I have to get Fade again, or Purifying Cleanse. I think if this were haste combat, I would go top floor, but this is probably the right line. The Molten Encasement down as well to soak up stats. We have Firewall, so it's not that big a deal. Take like 7 to the wall. Yeah, if I pull Fade again, we are... She does live, so I keep you alive. Let me put this Queen's Impling down behind so it gets the rage. Important little optimization that saves 2 damage on Firewall, which doesn't matter that much, but is nice to do. Sometimes that play matters. It doesn't matter here, but sometimes in other futures that play matters, so good to get in the habit. Almost. That's 7. Went to 2. Get out of here. Alright, good second combat. Great job. Another Burnout Extender isn't a bad idea. Yeah. Rage Imp is interesting. I don't really want to play it. Hornbreak, Rage. I don't need Rage. I have a game plan that doesn't revolve around any of these cards. I have Little Fade. I don't need to bog this deck down with cards that aren't called Little Fade. Paraffin Enforcer again. So we could also pick Wickless Baron here. How do you feel about just switching it right on over to Wickless Baron? I do like Wickless Baron a little bit more, because if he dies and has to be reformed, he keeps his stats. He also has a defensive scaling. I think that Wickless Baron is better. That's it. I think he's a better pick, and I think I'm willing to pay the removal. Just thought about it for an extra second there. I'm gonna lock it in. Could do like a Tycoon thing here, but this feels like it's the right choice. Like, the Wickless Baron line, especially with Queens and Blinks, it just feels like it has to be right. We make some removals, we make some duplicates, and we find a multi-strike, and this run is done. Oh, Railforger's Hammer is nice. You could take History of the World here, but it makes you have to play on a random floor. Don't care that much, but I care enough to go for Railforger's Hammer for the Divinity. And for Seraph to a lesser extent. This is the run where Pushback Talos shouldn't make a big difference because our whole deck is just chump blockers. What do I want to do? I'm gonna play... We're not gonna play Fade as our game plan for this long-term fight. Fade is just going to buff up some of these units that we have to kill enemies, so that if a situation like this arises, we don't get upset. Because instead, we have this Wickless Baron idea. Goes up here. Yeah. That's alright. Here, Paraffin Enforcer, go give me most of a kill here. I'll put a Queen's Impling there. Need to get our young Baron a kill or two here, ideally. Yeah, with a little stealth action here. I want the Impling to die for the harvest. It'd be pretty cool if I could draw one of those reform cards that the deck is full of, but you know, I understand if that's not possible. Game. It's a tall order, I suppose. You get 2 harvests if you Mortal Entrapment. You get 1 guaranteed if you Primitive Mold, because you can Horn Break, and yeah, if you pull Queen's Implant here, you get 2 as well, with an extra energy to spare on Train Steward? I guess. Put him in front, I want him to take a hit and die. And Firewall is going to bounce most of the damage that the Pyre takes here away. Paraffin Enforcer comes back. And the mold gives Queen's Impling. A few interesting ideas here. You can play Paraffin Enforcer, then Wicklash Train Steward. You can play Queen's Impling. You can play Paraffin Enforcer and then Wicklash Paraffin Enforcer. All of these options are possible as good. I'm gonna play Paraffin Enforcer Wicklash on the Train Steward. That one seems like it's the best to me. This 4 will hurt me, but maybe I pull a Horn Break or something similar. I'm gonna take some damage from it. Although, not enough to break Firewall. If you have any doubt about Firewall as a relic at this point, just look at it now. Without Firewall, I'd be at 10. I'd actually be dead without Firewall right now. So, you know, thanks Firewall. It has blocked enough damage to keep me alive. An 11-11. Pretty good. And we'll keep this Train Steward alive as well. He's earned it. $25 goes to 15. But I'm always only getting 2 hits here. Sneak in the Molten Encasement, let it hang out. We'll live. I'm glad I took this Baron line because the draw order here would have been an absolute crushing defeat. I would have been steamrolled here in this line. Wow, that's a huge draw. Very fortunate that I didn't hit Little Fade there. Eventually Little Fade becomes good, but right now the deck has too many cards. Oh, my turn now. We did end up taking a little bit of damage, but we lived, and that's all that matters. We made it out of Talos with Little Fade. Bless up. Glad I didn't take spikes, that would have been sad to see no Welder Helper. No interest in Devourer of Death ideas here, I don't think. There is one, but I don't think Molten Encasement is... I don't think it makes sense. We can revisit that option later, for sure. By later, I mean after Foul. Yeah, Divine Firewall. Sounds good to me. 45 armor. Sounds good to me. I'm gonna go ahead and take a little look for multi-strike here. If the game wants to be nice and acquiesce, I would be much obliged. Plus 25 is the safe pickup here. What's our map like? Skill Shop lines up with the Hellvent, so yeah, I take plus 25. Please show me multi-strike. Okay, game's tough now. Because we have no multi-strike, which means... yeah. It's a little rough. I think we'll be alright. It's just a little annoying. Go Firelight too. Of course. I passed a Horned Warrior earlier that I should have thought a little harder about as just taking as a unit. But I didn't. Should have thought about taking that guy so I could give him plus 25 and let him go wild with Little Fade. Didn't cross my mind. Let's throw Tycoon out real quick. Go Trinket Shop in the next ring with the removals. Give me a Trinket here as well. These aren't very good. Take Fade's First Blade. Feels wrong to not take it when you have Little Fade. But, you know. I think we're weak. I probably could take that because we have 45 Pyro health, or Pyro armor, but I think we're weak. This Baron makes me feel uncomfortable. Deploy Little Fade and see where we end up. I want the Harvest? I think I want the Harvest more than the Death of Fade. Interesting. Okay. Interesting. Tough that there's an infusion on the first or second wave here, but not the end of the world. Man, these fucking primitive mold draws are killing me. Oh, God, Monster Trade, please. You gotta help me out here, brother. I'm fighting for my life, man. Where is it? Monster Train! Monster Train! You can't keep doing me like this. You're doing me dirty, game. Oh, it's so rough. What can you do? I mean, I made the removals that I had to make. I just didn't draw anyway. The curses... The dazing of that enemy is worth more than playing the curses is, as well. Stopped him from hitting me for like 36, something like that. And I played all these Implinks, so now I don't have Little Fade as a guaranteed return. Up. I have Burnout 1. Gotta end turn. I need to pull Fade. Might just die here. Played this out pretty poorly, I suppose. No Little Fade. Not very good. Looks a little bit grim. I would say. Am I dead actually? I might just be dead. It's a rough one. It's a very rough one. Yeah, it's okay. Alright, Monster Train. I get it. I mean, ultimately, what has happened here is I had to play around Wickless Baron entirely because the Queen Zipplings have gotten in the way. There comes a point where I have to stop playing Queen Zipplings, I guess. Let's take what we learned and replay this one because I don't feel like starting a new run. Take what we have learned and figure out what we're supposed to do here. Well, first of all, Wickless Baron goes top 4. I think that I can just do this. I'm gonna do this. And then the Queen Zipplings behind us 3 units. We let this army scale up and hope it's good enough. The harvests aren't gonna happen too much, but it's alright. And then we just play nothing else, right? And we just let Little Fade hopefully give me Monster Train. I knew it happened like this, but it still stings. It still stings. Even though I knew it happened, it still doesn't feel good. Because now I can not pull Little Fade sometimes here. Okay, I get her. Getting Little Fade here should make things more acceptable. a rough one, though. Our burnout's not super high. I mean, the curses just slow you down a ton, right? Thankfully, we drew Little Fate again. Really? Hopefully this is enough to kill the boss. It's so many curses, though. It's so many curses, though. You don't like it, but you get out of it. You don't like to see it, but you get away. And that's okay. So yeah, we have to not fill up the pool. We have to rely on Little Fate now. It's just tough because I have no multi-strike, so we have situations where enemies are going to walk by us pretty consistently. Could end up throwing Little Fate away for Remnant Host also here. Not the worst idea. Put Remnant Host onto Molten Encasement. I skipped Endless though, so maybe I should have grabbed Endless in hindsight, but easy to say when I'm looking at Remnant Host in the IA. Go Crushing Demise. I don't want any more imps, I don't want Tiresome Climb. Go right, give me Pyre Health, give me Trinket Shop. Combustible Wax would be nice. Say that like I'm not going to be taking it. I'm going to be taking it. It makes this run much easier. Very good hit. So now I don't have to worry so much. Multi-strike is less of an issue. Sower of Sorrows is more of an issue, but this is not a bad fight. The game plan until we see multi-strike is Fade, Wickless Baron, Impling, Impling. Impling, 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 I should say. There's 3 of them. And hopefully I don't draw 2 primitive molds on the next turn. I drew 0. This is ideal. And we can get a head start on some of these burnout numbers. We can also move this guy out of the way, which is very nice. No tank, no buff of armor to the floor. Or just to the main enemy, I should say. Really, really lucky set of rolls on the infusions. They were all Silent Marksman infusions. Extremely fortuitous. Hey, you want to see a little trick here? I'll show you a little trick here for you. Move this guy off the floor and then crush him. Little trick to save 6 damage potentially. Because now we should be in a position where no enemy ever goes by again. And we'll play the stealth as well. Stealth is worth. Saving health. Burnout doesn't matter. Saving health is all I really care about now. Quite enough. With a horn break, perhaps? Yeah. Just barely sneaking it by, but sneaking it by. I think now we have relatively reached a good spot. Pretty close. Move this guy up, save the backline so I'm having to be there. Should be death. Yeah. He does punch right through my Inflings, but the Baron has plenty of health. I believe I get a Steel Shop here, right? Yeah, well, Remnant Host again. Engulfed in Smoke does do something worth grabbing. Inferno's okay, but I need to get more reform options. There's like a number of reforms. I'm gonna run out of reforms, potentially, on Diligent. Yeah, I mean, I skipped 2 of the options here. Like, this is... If I lose this run, it's my fault because I didn't switch off of Fade here, if I don't see multi-strike. Yeah, if I lose here, it's my own fault. 100%, no doubt. 5 heart hurts me, like blood for blood. It's like, it's my own fault at this point, because I was supposed to take a Remnant Host, infuse it, and put Endless on it, and duplicate here instead. Because now what I have to do is I have to choose... Oh no, the duplicate line's up at the end. Never mind. That's a little better. We're at 65. I don't think I need anything from this temple. Anything interesting? Value Stone, Purge Stone? Nah. This is a tough run. Sadly. Feels like it shouldn't be losable because it's Firelight Fade and all that, but I don't really know what to do when they don't show me multi-strike here. I mean, I'm doing what I can do, which is this little Fade Queen Zimplings idea, but it's pretty slow. Enemies are presenting a threat. I will let a Molten Encasement go here. Damage goes through to the boss, which means I shouldn't do an Ascend. Primitive Mold. Yeah, that'll happen. I want this Queen Zimphling alive? I guess so. Good crush. Yeah, we just want to stack Burnout on the guy who's gonna kill the boss, I guess. There goes our Firewall, but we traded Firewall for real health, which is a good trade. Monster Train. You dirty dog. Use this while we still have stealth. I guess it's fine, we have 4 stealth there, but like, please Monster Train, I need a little fade. My own fault, I suppose, but Monster Train. Yeah. Go for the 2-for-1. A little bit of recovery there with the 2-for-1. Very thankful to Bell for supercharging a Master of Light so that Fate actually dies there as well. And you can see pretty clearly if we had multi-strike on this Wickless Baron, there is not really a whole lot to question here. We are crunching these guys. Sadly, there's something to question here. Double check my math here. 53 and 53 is 106. Make sure I don't just take damage randomly. It's good to use hidden passages to diffuse dangerous enemies like that. Ever want a Crushing Demise here? I'm gonna Crushing Demise here, actually. Yeah, it's just pure value. The unit that dies, I just reform. And it's Little Fade, which is the best possible outcome. So, in the worst case, I just bring back a unit that, since the stats are in a permanent effect, they're gonna lose some Burnout and some Rage, but that's not the end of the world. Sometimes you hit Little Fade, and then you just do this. And that's big. We crush Val from here. Yeah, the line isn't pretty. It's not the play 2 draw priority units with multi-strike line that I would like to be playing here, but it works. And I think I might just take space and fit a 4th Impling on this floor. Pretty sure that's what I do to make this run better. Card I would take here is an Endless Tome, or Endless Tome, I should say, so I can put that on Fade to bypass Diligent Seraph. Yep. Oh, picking that now. And I'm gonna take space, and we're gonna play 4 Implings. Or Molten Encasement, I guess. So here's the question for you. Did I even go here? I think I don't go to double Steel Shops. I think that's the sort of thing that I do and then go, okay, I lost because I did this. Although my spell upgrades aren't too enticing. Engulfed in Smoke is a good one. Fire Health is less exciting because of Blood for Blood now. I'm going to go left. At 65, but I'm not necessarily at 65 anymore. But even at 50, I can do like duplicate, or not duplicate, but I can do like infuse. Or infuse 15-10, I should say. I take this money. Freezing a card is smart. Freezing a reform is a smart play here. Something I want to do. Reroll. Holdover on a reform is also pretty good. Holdover engulfed in smoke is also pretty good. I think holdover engulfed in smoke actually makes more sense to me because it's just stealth survivability forever. Although, do I need stealth survivability forever? So here's your problem. Here's your conundrum. On the Divinity, if I play top 4, the Implings would all die. Engulfed in Smoke kind of fixes that problem. Okay. I want it? Holdover reform kind of fixes the problem as well. The real question here is, do I even want holdover? Maybe 0 cost remnant pact here. The money in the middle. I'm gonna grab holdover and then put it on. I'm gonna put it on engulfed in smoke. I think it's fine. Take this money as a result. For the greater good. This is weird. Right? Because, like, it makes units which do things, but do I want those units? Do I want them to do things? They could maybe stay. Like, sometimes I get the 3x stealth unit. Right? And then I let Fade Star blast in them. Let's try for the... I think that for the greater good is bad here. I think generally this card is not very good because it's extremely random. Yeah. I'm gonna put melee weakness on an imp. That's similarly strange. I'm gonna put strike melee weakness on an imp. That's where we are now. By the way, I think that the Endless Stealth Remnant Host line would actually be losing right now because of no multi-strike. I don't think that line survives without multi-strike. Maybe 2 of them hitting is enough with the boys, but I don't think it's good. Do you ever pick Eternal Flame here? I think not, because I picked up the Quick Tome. The Quick Tome, but... or Endless Tome, I mean. But this is not a bad idea. Plus 12 every round guaranteed versus plus 20. Here's an idea. Let's do a little math thought experiment, shall we? The Divinity is 10 rounds. Firelight Fade, if played every time, gives 200 attack. Eternal Flame gives 120, right? How many do I think that I will play Firelight Fade 10 times? And have it die 10 times? No. I do not believe so. I think that we can expect about 7 is what I would say, which is 140. So Firelight Fade has to die 6 times to be equivalent to Eternal Flame. I think that Firelight 3 is better. I think that there are situations where you do take Eternal Flame there. What are they? Great question. If you are worried about burnout, I think you take Eternal Flame there. I'm not worried about burnout because of Combustible Wax. I'm not gonna take that trial. Maybe I should take that trial, but I'm not gonna take that trial. Huh, I guess I could have taken it because this Pyro Wings is not that scary. However, do need to hit stealth. But it's an engulfed in smoke idea. But I have Hornbreak. I'm gonna throw Fade down here. I think I need her not on this floor. Because I need to stealth this floor so the Implings don't die to sweep. Ideally. Good play and kill Fade. I'm gonna grab the money. Another Queen's Impling. Please draw me... no stealth. Quite an interesting proposition here, monstertrain. Gotta move that guy up. End of the day. You just gotta send him up. It's not pretty, it's not what you like to do there, but it's what you gotta do. Fade doesn't die. That's not burnout 1, that's burnout 4. Good thing I didn't try to play Fade here. I'm about to get blasted. Yeah, take a lot of damage here. Actually, I'm just gonna play Crushing Demise. Actually, I'm still gonna take damage. It's fun to dream though, wasn't it? Fun to dream. Melee weakness. My stealth card is at the bottom of my deck. Arguably the 2 most important cards were the bottom 2 cards of the deck. That's monstertrain, baby. Okay. I have too many cards I need to play here and not enough energy. I need the stealth. I am on a downward spiral straight to hell if I don't stealth. I need the hidden passage. Hidden passage also very important here. Need to play Fade. Need to play Crushing Demise. What do? Good question. I'm gonna follow... missing the Remnant pack though sucks. I'm gonna follow this line. I think it has to be the way. I'll get Fade back on this turn. Yeah. And she'll die. Taking 30, which is really bad. I would rather not take 30, but there is no option to stop it. No play I can make that stops this 30 from going through, I'm pretty sure. And it's not 30, it's 20 because of Blood for Blood, but you still don't like to take that. It's a really rough combat, you know? Like it's a really rough go of it here. Might just be dead, even still, might just be dead. Because I can't play Fade and have her hit this enemy for anything meaningful. Not convinced that I don't die here. Which would be a real shame, because I really put in the time here to try and make this as best as possible. The problem here is melee weakness is being wasted on the Steel Wings. Maybe a little Fade actually makes a difference. 91, it's 10. Let's play this. Have to play her and then play Queens and play in the back, and we get 171 through. Then miss my next turn to Ember Drain, but you know, we don't die, and that's good enough. Fade's alive. I think the boss should die. No, he wouldn't, right? No, he doesn't. Heal here. Play the unit first. Stuff. Okay, we live. That wasn't very nice. I'm very glad I did not take the trial. That was a hard combat. That was a very, very difficult combat. I need to take Wicked Blaze, unfortunately. Fish Scholar helps a bit against Diligent Seraph, but I don't know about that. I'm gonna go right. Multi-strike, please, game? Thank you. Now we can play the simple and easy line. Stop doing this horrible shit. Hey, Refracting Lenses helps me a lot against Diligent Seraph. Wow. That's beautiful. And I will duplicate the Baron here. 25 pack shards take. No intrinsic, very sad. Hate to not see it here. Because Intrinsic Remnant Pact makes this so much easier to play. Extremely more playable. Put a Purge Stone on Mortal Entrapment here. Alright. Let's go. No Intrinsic for the Endless Book is a shame, because if I could have Intrinsic'd it, I would have no problem of potentially not replaying Fade. But here we are. Gotta just live with it. I mean, maybe we play top 4 and then we draw into it and everything. It's hunky-dory, right? It's possible. Good to dream. 29 card Fade deck is a real shame, though. Real shame. It's alright. I have abused this Pyre Wall. Absolutely abuse this bad boy. I'm just gonna die, I guess. I had to kill Fade last turn, I suppose. I didn't actually think about the numbers. I had to kill Fade. Maybe that's enough to make me live? No. One more time. I had to kill Fade when it was offered. Hard, like, really hard run. Really, really hard run of Little Fade. I've just been on the back foot the whole run, and it's tough. May as well whiplash this guy, right? There's no reason not to, there's no reason to skip that. And it heals me as well. Bought a relic for that. Just skip it. You have to play top floor for sure. I'm gonna try skipping the Queen's Impling this turn as a result. He'll fade. Like, I need this. I need this damage output, for sure. You could also Crushing Demise, I guess, but I'm not convinced. I need to draw a Primitive Mold here, which I do, thankfully. I'll put a Queen's Impling in the back. Firewall, thank you very much. I'm alive. Hanging in there. Here's the Endless right on time. Maybe Endless Stealth Tomb is enough here. Let's follow this idea. I am still losing HP, but let's follow the Endless Stealth Tomb idea here. Is it enough? Oh my god, look at this hand. God, there's Train Stewards still in my little Fade run. How disgusting. I think we might have made the adaptation here to sneak our way on by. The old Molten Encasement play. I do need to bring back Fade. Yeah, because I'll die if I let this happen. So, give me the Fade back. This guy lives anyway. So let's walk through this a little bit, shall we? You can ascend the Wilt Wings, assuming that will cause Gilded Wings to die, which it will because it'll be 2 hits here, 2 hits here, and then the Implant cleans it up. It's a good thought, first of all. Take 10 from this guy and then 5 from Self-Mutilation, so I take 15 minus 5, which is... Yeah, so if I play Self-Mutilation, I take 15 minus 5. If I play Ascend, I take 15 minus 5. It's the same position either way. Makes no difference, except in one of those ideas I get rid of a curse. He's just really trying it. Man is really trying it on me here. This one will kill me. Can't let this one happen. I'm gonna go ahead and ascend the Curse Boy and heal 2. Gotta be the idea. We play Fade. We play Stealth Tomb. Should have played the Curse, I believe. I don't know, man. I think that I'm not a particularly... I used to be a pretty bad Little Fade player. I don't think I'm that bad at this character anymore. This run just seems really difficult. I have been using every single advantage they have been giving me here as best as I can with these Pyre Walls and Blood for Bloods, trying to sneak my way on in. It's been tough. It's been a trying run. Fade lives if I do this, which is fine. Like a hit or something like that. Tell me you die. Alright. We made it. It was hard, but we made it. I think the Divinity should be significantly easier, but hard to say. It'll be a little harder because the Implings die. One thing you can look back on in this run is that the stealth has not been at all worthwhile. The holdover Engulfed in Smoke has been unplayable. Holdover Primitive Mold would have been better. I can also just draw into my Endless Tomb turn 1, which I have, or my Endless Tome. Endless Tome, which I have done, which is very good. Extremely, extremely good. Put the Molten Encasement in Death Pool. It'll take a few rounds of death to get these extra units up to the point where they actually live, but that's alright. Actually ping this. Let's ping this. Yeah, wait, that works. Ping that, and then we get this tomb to stick. Put a Queen's Impling down. Got 2 options in the pool now. Pretty funny if I just died right away here after all this. I have no way to ping off damage shield. Oh, I stealth my own fade. God damn it. Not the line, I would say. It's funny because in playing this Queen's Impling I changed nothing. Right, it pings off a damage shield and then dies to the same unit. Okay. 5, 53, 53, 53, 53, 19. Okay. So takes 3 hits, so I take 18 and 30, which is 48. I am at 51. I will heal 10. Can't play Molten Encasement here. I have realized the error of my ways. Not a great play. I'm gonna do this. It splits the damage happening, so helps a little bit maybe. Killing that tomb was a bit of an oversight to let Fade live. A mistake that I will not repeat if I have to replay, which I think I will have to replay. Hang on. Something doesn't track here in my mind. Why does this Queen's Impling not die? Oh, because they popped the tomb, because the Barons are stealth. Yeah, that makes sense, actually. Okay, yeah, sure. Whatever. I don't know what's happening anymore. The tomb lived now. Alright. How? Why? Don't worry about it. It's alright. I have to stealth Fade here. She has 1 HP. I have to stealth Fade here. Okay. So, Queen's Impling with melee weakness enters the field. Here. Fade should go first. Wait! That works that way? That's kind of cool. The Impling's attack counts as a strike? That's pretty neat, I would say. You kill me? 60 HP, you have 8 damage per round? I think you kill me barely, right? Okay, I'm gonna replay this one and get the W now. I mean, we made a very clear oversight, which I will repair here. And then we should win, no problem. I just hamstrung myself and then saw if I could, tried to see if I could dig my way out of it. So, play Fade, play Baron, play Queen's Impling this time. Spice it up. This way there's no temptation. Play Fade, play Queen's Impling, play Wickless Reform. What's that called? Wicked Blaze. That makes no difference. And that guy. Now we should be in a better position. I can't reform. I can also just drop a Mortal Entrapment and save myself some damage. If that makes sense. And we can reform I could just reform anyway. I don't know why I was talking about that like I could just play reform there. This is fine. A little bit of a better position going into turn 3 here, or turn 4 as it is. The Endless changed a lot though. It's changed a lot here. To start out, let's play a little Fade. Pretty good. Like to see it. Oh, that armor actually made the Clip Shaman live. Very good. Great job. And Death. This is where that holdover Engulf and Smoke is supposed to come into play, by the way, but I just haven't drawn it. Wait, it lived it? Or died again? Sure. So now the holdover Engulf and Smoke comes into play for you. This is where this becomes a good idea that I did, and not a bad play. 30 damage goes through the boss here. I think from this position we should be pretty stable. I had the right, I guess I had the right ideas for this run, and I just didn't execute on them very well. Which is fine. I got a little too caught up in stealthing and things like that. Lost in the sauce a touch. It's a lot to think about on this run. This is a really hard run. Like, I had to reset twice to get there. It's partially my own fault. I mean, mostly my own fault, but still. A very hard-fought run. What this run teaches is a different idea for Fade, which is instead of playing multi-strike, like the way that I like to play is 2 multi-strike draw priority units behind Little Fade, right? That's easy. That's clean. What this run teaches is Little Fade and then just a load of 1 space units. A very niche idea, but something that works when it's forced upon you, and it was forced upon us here. I also kind of pivoted where I don't think I needed to in reality, although it'd be interesting to see. I wish I could see how many stats these Barons got from... Like, how many stats did they get from harvesting versus how many stats did they get from Little Fade? I guess you could solve it by counting out how many times Little Fade died, which would be, I think, 10, because we had an ideal draw. So they gained about 150 from harvesting, I would estimate. Because, like, I'm thinking about it, right? One of the things that's missing from this deck, something that is a little difficult, is the fact that I did not get to do many removals because of the way that we path. Interesting thought. Maybe it would have been better to play Paraffin Enforcer, but I like the health scaling on the... No, it wouldn't have been. If I played Paraffin Enforcer, I would have died. The health scaling on Wickless Baron let us live a lot of the harder fights there. Okay. I had to reset twice, but I think this run is a little bit better to play through and have as a win than it would be to just lose and start another one on Ring 5. Because this run was cool. It's fun to see Little Fade not be good. I mean, she was good, of course. She made me have ridiculously strong units, but it's fun to have Little Fade not be brain dead broken. Cool. Well, anyway. Thank you for watching. GenerateSportingWeblog, if you would. If you did enjoy, don't forget to leave me a like, subscribe if you want to see more, and I will see you in the next one. Have a good one.